Many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, is it worth it to buy Time Spiral Remastered? Combining the vintage Magic the Gathering sets of Time Spiral, Planar Chaos, and Future Sight together in a singular curated reprint set, Time Spiral Remastered is not just a chance to draft a classic Magic block once more, it is also an opportunity to reprint that set's most iconic and beloved cards, as well as a bonus of time-shifted cards from throughout Magic's history, printed nostalgically in the original border. But while Time Spiral Remastered may stoke the nostalgia of, elderly players such as myself, does it indeed have interest and value to those who were born after 1979? Is the curated draft experience even worth having? And with supply suspiciously short and prices soaring, will Time Spiral Remastered become a new part of the Magic product line, or will it end up consigned to history as both the first and last of its line? Let's take a look. In writing the bulk of this video, I stumbled upon an unexpected thesis, and it began with me asking the question, is Time Spiral Remastered essentially a Masters set? The comparison between the two was striking as I examined everything from the price of packs, to the value within those packs, to the product's availability, as well as which players were being served by it. Masters sets have all been 24 packs per booster box, and with the exception of the first Modern Masters, as well as the most recent two, have all been targeted at $9.99 per pack or $240 per booster box. Time Spiral Remastered has come out in the era where there is no MSRP, so determining what this costs, or should cost, requires some detective work. When it first hit Amazon, as well as online game store marketplaces, boxes were selling for about $150 US, which is what I believe Wizards intended the price to be. Not quite as expensive as their premium Masters packs, but not quite as affordable as regular draft sets. Unfortunately, Wizards of the Coast was not anticipating just how popular this product would be, and thus they gave it a very small print run, and there will be no more printings of it. What's out there is all there is, and as a result, prices have risen. I repeat, Time Spiral Remastered received a very small print run, and there will be no more printings of this product. No more is coming. The effect that this has had upon price is catastrophic for the consumer. The original $150 price shot up to $180, $200, and now, as of release, Time Spiral Remastered is selling both on Amazon and online marketplaces for about $240 per box, the same as a Masters set. But wait, it isn't quite the same as a Masters set, because Masters sets contain 24 booster packs per box, not 36. So whereas most Masters sets cost $10 per pack, again, I'm disregarding the blatant price hikes of both Ultimate and Double Masters, Time Spiral Remastered comes out to just $6.67 per pack. Yes, it is upsetting, to say the least, that this short-sighted small print run has resulted in an increase in cost, but it is also important to clarify just what that increased cost is. $6.67 per pack, and admittedly rising. Probably as high as $6.99 per pack when this video drops the day after launch. Thus, the question becomes, is it worth it to buy Time Spiral Remastered at $6.99 per pack? Notably, $6.99 per pack was the intended price of original Modern Masters, a set with a similarly small print run and unexpected demand. That was a set with huge value and a great draft experience, with cards applicable to players in everything from Modern to Commander to even Legacy. What about Time Spiral Remastered? Let's start by looking at its financial value. Going off of the current price of $6.67 per pack, there are currently about 23 cards worth at or above that value. Of those, about half, 13 cards, are from the time-shifted bonus sheet. Time-shifted bonus sheet cards appear 1 per pack, meaning it is entirely possible to crack a rare or mythic from these cards, as well as one of the high-end time-shifted cards. Not quite the double rare nature of Double Masters, but reminiscent, and less per pack. And I am certainly glad that the time-shifted cards are a guaranteed 1 per pack. There's a lot of value here. The top cards are Sliver Legion at $35, and the time-shifted Thoughtseize at $30.95. But notice as you go down the list how well spread out the value is. In a lot of my Is It Worth It videos for Masters sets, we would usually just have 2 to 3 big money cards, and far above $35 ones, $70, $80 cards at Mythic, and then a huge drop usually for the more underwhelming rares. Here, the top end of the box is a lot lower than a Masters set, but the spread of value seems to be really in our favor. Indeed, to compare these numbers to modern Masters sets, whereas Time Spiral Remastered has 23 cards worth at or above the price of a pack, Ultimate Masters had 29, Modern Masters 2017, my absolute favorite, had only 15. Eternal Masters had 23, that's the same. Iconic Masters had 18, that's less. Modern Masters 2015 had 22. And when we go below the price of a pack and look at the number of cards between half the price of a pack and up to $6.67, we see there are an additional 30 cards on top of the 23. Again, showing that value doesn't exactly drop off a cliff into bulk territory, but holds pretty solid in that half-pack price range. And we're still not done, because foil time-shifted bonus sheet cards are so incredibly rare that they might as well have been masterpieces. The foil time-shifted cards appear to rate as about 1 to 2 per case, and by that fact alone, they are instant lottery ticket cards, where even the most unlikely of prize commands a huge price. My precious Master of the Pearl Trident might only be worth $1 and change for the time-shifted version, but if I want to bling out my legacy deck, and I do, it's going to cost me $133 per card, so maybe I don't. But imagine the feeling when you crack one of these, and it's worth more than half the price of the box. A foil Thoughtseize is $320 per, Chalice of the Void another $300, heck, a foil Ponder, a common that I want for Pauper. Well, that'll cost me $195 per card. Is this entire set a trick by Gavin Verhey to thwart my attempts to bling out my favorite Legacy and Pauper decks? Curse you, Verhey! Curse you to Phyrexia back! So while getting a foil is about as rare, in fact, almost exactly as rare, as cracking a masterpiece in Zendikar, Kaladesh, or Amonkhet was, it too carries with it the high-end value. Heck, more so even than some of those Amonkhet inventions had at the time of release. But it is when I look below that value, yes, at the even less valuable cards than the ones we've already listed, that Time Spiral Remastered really begins to shine. Because even at this level, I am seeing an overwhelming majority of needed reprints from both the entire Time Spiral block and that bonus sheet. Cards like Slaughter Pact and Ancestral Visions have come down to the $3 and below range. Compare opening a dud $2 card here to what those $2 dud cards were in Masters sets. This means that in addition to the high-end value, there's a positive effect on the pricing of singles. And the fact that, yeah, instead of your dud cards being unplayed things like Cloud Goat Ranger or Tree of Redemption, you're still walking away with prized amalgams, Tolaria West, Living End, Slaughter Pact. Yeah, Slaughter Pact is your dud rare at less than $2 each. Containment Priest as your dollar bulk rare. Fantastic. What a way for you to always feel like you walk away with something from even the dud packs. Lowering prices of needed reprints all along the way. Something I always felt the often mythic shifting nature of Masters sets never fully mastered. In my old videos, I would gripe endlessly about how much utter chaff was in Masters sets. Rares and mythics that saw no play anywhere, included just for draft, and made cracking open $10 and up packs an exercise in often disappointment. But with the fact that there's a time-shifted card in each and every pack, and look at that list of time-shifted cards, with a few very minor exceptions, nearly every one of them see play somewhere. And that just adds to the relevance of these packs to players. Whatever it is you play, you're opening something for that format or something that you can trade with another player. Well, of course, there are exceptions. Overwhelmingly, whatever you open up is going to have some cards that you can find some use for outside of the draft experience. And that's a great thing. There's not just financial value here. There's relevance for gameplay outside of draft. Hey, and speaking of draft... Obviously, with the global pandemic, much of the world does not have the luxury to safely go into their local games store and draft. But nonetheless, I still want to discuss the draft experience being offered here. And indeed, many Magic the Gathering players are buying, or considering buying, boxes to hold on to until after this terrible pandemic has ended. What is being offered in terms of the draft experience here, when we put aside all talk of finance, when we put aside the special borders, is quite simply a time machine. The ability to travel back in time to Time Spiral and draft that block. It's not 100%, as indeed this is a curated list from these sets, but it is as close to 100% as you could conceivably get without them literally just reprinting the set. The cost of renting that time machine is whatever you are paying per pack minus $4. So wherever you are, whatever you are going to pay, if the price continues to go up, subtract $4 from it, and that is your rental fee for the time machine per pack. So if we operate off of $6.99 per pack, what it is right now as I'm filming this video, the question simply becomes, is $2.99 as a surcharge per pack worth the cost of renting the time machine? That is, of course, going to be a personal question to each of us, but speaking from someone who overwhelmingly favors constructed formats, I do absolutely feel that's worth it. For me, the dream of saving up to get old booster boxes to have classic drafts with friends with, or buying into a classic draft at my local game store, is often overwhelmingly negated by the cost and scarcity of those old sets. While I maybe can afford to flashback draft Return to Ravnica, Time Spiral is well past the red line of outrageously overpriced and beyond my wallet sets. And impossible, ultimately. I'm just not going to be able to shell out that kind of cash for a Time Spiral flashback draft, and I don't think in my 7.5 years of making videos I've even ever seen one offered. Was there one at a GP? Maybe. Time Spiral Remastered makes that possible. Something impossible possible. Me being able to play that part of the game, and at a cost of currently $6.99 per pack. And again, that's the current inflated price due to demand. But as of now, as far as I'm concerned, that's very worth it. Final conclusion. Time Spiral Remastered is a masterpiece. It provides everything a reprint set should aim to offer. High-end cards needed to play in a multitude of constructed formats, collector's items, and a fun and excellent draft experience. It is a home run in all areas save one: availability. The small print run of Time Spiral Remastered is absolutely heartbreaking. This is a product that embodies everything that a reprint set should be. Celebrates the game, its history, its gameplay, and its player base. And they barely printed any of it at all. The ever-rising price will serve to dissuade many Magic the Gathering players from enjoying this fantastic product. And that is an absolute shame. Nonetheless, Time Spiral Remastered is worth it, even at some of its inflated prices. My own advised limit is $240. That's kind of what I feel is the limit just in general. I don't want to pay above that for a Master set, and I don't want to pay above that for this. A steep markup for sure, but one I feel still delivers so much more to the consumer than most Master sets ever did. Grade at this price, or hopefully below, is a solid A. I hope that whatever set they remaster next, time-shifted cards in the original frame are a recurring motif. I urge Wizards of the Coast to consider a second heavy print wave. This is a product you should be proud of. This is a product you should brag about. And most importantly, this is a product you should try hard to ensure all of your customers, new and old, have the opportunity to enjoy. Time Spiral Block came and went and was thought to be gone forever. Time Spiral Remastered brought it back, but this will likely never happen again. They're not going to do Time Spiral Remastered remastered. This is it. This is our last chance to enjoy this period of Magic the Gathering's history. Please, Wizards of the Coast, with love and respect, I urge you, please consider printing more and continue remastering sets in this manner. And when you do, please keep the price low and supply high. This is a remarkable product through and through.